How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 here for a Friday commentary. This is a bit of a special one because it's something I do at the start of a new year every year for the past. I think this only makes it the third year in a row, so it's not like I do it every year, but it's something that I've started and I want to keep doing for as long as I am doing it. So it's called What I Learned in 2014. Obviously, it is the 2nd of January 2015 today, and in the previous years I've done a commentary about the things I've kind of learned and been through in the previous year to kind of put people in the right mindset for starting the new year off. So that's that. The gameplay is nothing special. It's just, this is literally the first game I jumped on Black Ops 1. I was like, let's play. I need to get a gameplay of some sort, so I don't have any lying around, so I'll just go on an old Call of Duty to get it. And I've had people ask me whether I like the new Call of Duty or not. Obviously, I'm detracting from the topic a bit here, but it's quite a long gameplay, and what I have to talk about I don't think is particularly long, so I suppose I got time to spare. But it's not that I don't like Advanced Warfare. I actually like Advanced Warfare. I think if you're playing from a serious competitive point of view, it's one of the best Call of Duties ever made. It is very fun to watch. It is very fun to commentate. However, playing from a public point of view, from someone who's really played it quite casually, Call of Duty, even though obviously I do my sweaty stuff now and then, playing it quite casually just doesn't seem to be an option in Advanced Warfare. You've always got to be 100% on your game to actually kind of get by in that one. So it's not that I hate the game, that's the complete opposite. I actually really like the game, I just don't feel like particularly playing it that much at the moment. So let's get that sorted out. That's why I'm playing Black Ops 1, because it seems a little bit less sweaty. Anyway, the first thing I learnt was that certain things are just never certain, you know, like when you're in a situation where you think everything is 100% good to go, it's very certain. Never bank everything on it, because out of nowhere, it might not even be your fault. It might be some small thing you do. It ends up being that things don't pan out that way, and things are never actually as certain as you think. So you need to be careful about the things that you do and things that could ultimately impact those things. So you have to kind of be wary that never get too comfortable, never get too reliant on things that you think are certain, because the likelihood is they won't stay certain forever. Number 2, just when you think you're down and out, you're back in the game. Like, the amount of times I've thought, you know what, that's it, I'm not having any more chances at this, I'm basically done. Where am I going to ever get the opportunity to find this again? I'm particularly staying vague because I don't really want to kind of go into too much detail. It's not about what the situation was for me in general. This is more of a, these are the experiences I've learnt, and I want you guys to kind of share in that and put them towards your own kind of life and situations. So when you think you're down and out, you're always going to be back in the game. There's always going to be opportunities. Obviously, I'm saying that things aren't always certain, and you need to be careful that you don't throw them away. At the same time, when you do think that, you know, you're down and out and you're never going to get the opportunities again, or you never are actually going to get the things you had back, there's always going to be opportunities to get them back. So never fret, you know, like, no matter how stressful it seems, like, you can always get that second opportunity, and you're always going to have the third opportunity and the fourth opportunity. Just don't take the piss, basically. Make sure that if you do lose it the first time, you're going to get that second opportunity. Just don't waste it, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say there. Take responsibility for your actions. Right, so this one I'll be a little bit more specific on. So I don't know how many of you have noticed, but towards the start of I haven't actually sworn on Twitter or said anything really controversial or disgusting on Twitter for a long time now, like probably over a year. And that's just me taking responsibility, you know. I'm growing up, I'm 23 now, I'm 24 in March. At some point, and like, I represent a very well-known company. Eventually you got to start taking responsibility for what you say. You need to be completely aware of what you're saying and everything you're saying. Like, before, the only person who was worried about how people thought about me was me. You know, like, I never really had an opportunity where it was like, oh, I'm reflecting badly on someone else, because it wasn't. It was just me representing me, and that was it. Like, I never had to worry about how I represented other people because I didn't represent anyone else. But now I represent people, I represent companies, and I represent also myself. Obviously, I've got to try and think about how I represent myself a little bit more, whereas back in the day, just because I had that following, I could get away with anything. You see, there's loads of YouTubers who say weird and controversial things, and they just get away with it because ultimately they're popular identities and people want to work with them. But sometimes you just need to kind of realize where the line is, and that's something that I really decided to learn myself over the past year, and that's what I've discovered for myself. Point number 4 is be aware of how you come across to other people. Now, a lot of the times I kind of just, I'm usually quite aware of how I come across to other people, you know, like if I don't really care how I come across to some people, I don't really care and I just act how I wish. But it was in recent months I've kind of been aware that how I might come across to people, and sometimes you just need to be a little bit more aware. And I suppose sometimes you're not really fully sure of how you get on with people and how you come across to people unless you actually ask them or they tell you. And sometimes you just need to be wary that, you know, what you perceive to be how you're coming across to someone is not always the same as how they think you're coming across to them. Because some people get a completely different perspective of how you feel about them and how you come across compared to what you think you're coming across as. So that's something that I want people to kind of be aware of, is sometimes you just need to think, like, are you being a douche? Are you being a good guy? Are you being a friendly person about how you come across? Are you aware that you're upsetting someone? Are you aware that you're making someone happy even? It's some of those things you just got to be a little bit wary of, and something that I certainly decided to become wary of. Oh, the split quad feed, and then there was no one coming for the fourth. Actually, that guy came across, and then he, like, ducked out. What a chav. And then my final message, well, final point for the year that I want everyone to take on board is, if you want something, you really, really want something, you put your heart and soul into getting it. You do everything you possibly can to make sure that you get it. Because at the end of the day, your happiness is everything to you. You need to make sure that everything for you is what you want it to be. So if you want something, go for it. If you fall and fail at the first hurdle, don't worry, just get back up, continue the race. If you get a second chance at something, you know, just work harder for it the next time. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until you finally get what you want. And because that's all life is. You've only really got one shot at it, so you might as well just make the most of it and try and do everything you possibly can to succeed. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to find success. Whatever you define as to being success is completely up to you. No one can tell you what success means or what success is to you. You make your own destiny and you make your own idea of what success is. So if there's something you want that is going to help you get to that success, make sure you go for it. Just do everything you can and work as hard as you possibly can. Just live your life, I suppose. Those are my points. Those are the things I've learned in 2015. A little bit longer commentary than the previous ones, but nevertheless very important points. I haven't actually watched the previous two, so I might have actually kind of gone over the points again. But who knows? We'll have to see. It's always nice to have a reminder, even if it's the same points, I guess. But I hope you all have a fantastic year and you absolutely smash it. Absolutely smash this year. If you had a good year last year, let's make this one better. If you had a bad year last year, let's put that behind us and forget about it and move on to this amazing new year. I wish you all the best. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you later. Peace out.